And good evening, everyone. I was a bit late, 2 minutes late from the start. I had to do something in real life. Oh, hello, my name is Dale Keter, and I will be playing Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition once more. Let's get right into it. In my last stream, I believe I cleared out the zoo in Neverwinter. And I managed to rescue the animals and yeah, oh right. I remembered to come back to the Blacklake district instead of teleporting back into the teleporting back from a shop because I've done that multiple times in other playthroughs. Let me see something. Testing something. It's working. All right. These are our completed quests. Never's Tomb, I did do that Hall of Swords thing. Henchman. Right. The thing we need to do right now is the main quest, which is... I don't know exactly how you find out about it. I think you just randomly talk to strangers, like this lady. Millie, a cleaning lady working for some of the Blacklake nobles. Her plain style of dress is a stark contrast to the finery of her employers. She offers a stealthy but no less murderous path into the mansion. This is the direct path. You basically go through here, talk to this guard. A privately hired guard, this elf regards you coldly. He appears quite capable of defending himself, if need be. Let me see. Sorry, sir, nobody is allowed into the residence. Very strict orders, you understand. Who lives here? This is none other than the home of the noble Meldanen, one of the greatest sorcerers in the city. The man enjoys his privacy as well, so you'll do well to just keep on walking. You don't bother him, he won't bother you. Let me ask you something else then. Oh, fine. Go ahead and ask what you like. What exactly goes on here? Lord Meldanen lives here, of course. He's one of them sorcerer types, so some strangers is expected. Not lots of it, actually. I'm getting a message from one of my friends. Okay, I just replied. So some strangers is expected. Lots of it, actually. But that's okay. We don't go inside the mansion. Well, except for that dunce, Grommen. So the strangers can just stay in there for all we care. Beyond that, it's nothing you need concern yourself about. Local folks are just superstitious, that's all. Have you heard anything about strange creatures hereabouts? Yeah, it's probably really strange in that, in this place. Lord Meldanen has lots of strange creatures. It's sort of his hobby or something. You'd have to be more specific. Maybe he acquired some new creature very recently? Well, no creatures that I can think of, though there is that. But I shouldn't really mention that. Never mind. No, I want to hear this. Is this creature dangerous? Never you mind. I ain't discussing Lord Meldanen's business. I'm gonna nag him. Let me ask you something else then. Strange creatures. Persuade. Success. Yeah. In many user-made modules and in other official modules, you can't do this trick to just keep nagging them to persuade them eventually. What they do, I believe, is instead of making you roll for persuasion, they just check your ranks and you either succeed or fail with no chance for error in some modules. Some modules still have you roll. No, not dangerous. I wouldn't even call her a creature, really. She's quite pretty, just I don't know. Odd. No idea what Lord Meldanen might want with her, besides the obvious. I guess even a sorcerer gets lonely, eh? Is this guest of Meldanen still here? I don't know. I think so. We haven't seen her leave, that's for sure. Let me ask you something else then. What will it take for me to get inside? If that's all you're wondering about, you may as well forget it. Lord Meldanen sees no one except a select few friends, and they don't even come through the front gate. So that makes my job very easy. I don't let anyone in, period. Is there some way I could arrange to meet with Meldanen? No, he doesn't meet with anyone, and before you ask, he doesn't have visitors, period. Now go. Goodbye. Yes, move along, sir. So, I don't know exactly who tips you off to Millie, but, you can ask her some questions. Oh, hello there, mister. Something I can do for you? Who are you? Most of the rich folk around these parts just call me the cleaning lady. Weren't always so, of course. Once I had me a pretty name to match me face. Once I had me a pretty name to match me face. What? Once I had me a pretty face to match me name. Okay, that's weird. The city pays me a bit of coin to go around the district and keep it tidy. Sure enough, I also take some laundry from me neighbors. So what exactly do you clean? I keep streets and such swept around here, and to get a few extra coppers, I take in laundry from the neighbors. I keep quite a few houses clean too. Not every house, but close enough. Are there certain estates you don't go into? Oh my, you certainly wouldn't catch me going to Meldanen's estate to take his laundry of all things. No, no, no. Mind you, there was a time. But I should not talk about such things. I be an old lady boy. Best you leave me to me work now. Oh, go on. What were you about to say? Oh, it was a long time ago, boy, when I were a pretty lass. Meldanen were a young nobleman then, and handsome besides. His father, rest his soul, didn't approve of me none, so young Meldanen used to sneak me into the estate, he did. But that were a long time before Meldanen became a wizard and such. He's no use for a poor old woman no more, and it's best left in the past. If he snuck you into the estate, perhaps that entrance still exists? Oh, aye, that it does. Meldanen had a magic door put into me very own home, which leads to his estate. It would open for me at midnight, you see. I keeps the door closed and shuttered now. No idea if it even still opens none. I be hoping Meldanen's gone and forgotten about little me. If you wish to use it some, you home beyond the north end of the district. Here be me key. Take it, just don't make a mess, mind you. I don't really have anything worth stealing in there, but you look like a guard anyway, so I don't think I need to worry about you. Just use the key and go in. I'm grateful. Take these 10 gold pieces as a gift from me. Thank you, my lord. 'Tis a fair amount of coin for a poor old woman to own. You're very kind. Goodbye. Off already? Another day then, mister. So, this is her house. Millie's house. Checking something for a moment. Click. Alright, let's go inside. So one of the nice things about Neverwinter Nights is that in most modules, when you use a key, it basically takes away the key, so you don't have to worry about inventory space. Not that we really need to worry about it. I've been very diligent about managing my inventory. So, anyway, the game doesn't check for me stealing stuff from this old lady, so I'm just gonna, you know, grab some of this. So this is a very ornate door compared to the other door here. Jeweled door. There's nothing special about this door. Yes, aside from it being jeweled. Alright, that's everything. Quick save in case the game crashes. Oh right, I actually need to rest because I forgot to do so. I'll probably be removing this spell. It's starting to not be useful anymore. I'm hitting enemies with magic weapons and elemental damage. Alright. And I probably need an offensive spell for level 2. Probably Melf's Acid Arrow again. Because I will need something to spend my level 2 slots on. Give them flame arrow. I mean flame weapon. Actually, I can give myself flame weapon as well. I can't really... I'm not a very good attacker, but what I can do is attack something and then give them a VWE attack command to attack it. So this is what really shows the age of Neverwinter Nights. Back in the day, voice chat and voice chat wasn't really a big thing back in the day. So if you were playing in multiplayer, you would use this voice command system like VEW.
There is something here out of place.
just to tell your allies, there's something here out of place, instead of typing it like there is something here out of place. I even got a typo there. Some of these commands have actually affect your allies. Like heal me will actually make your allies heal you. Guard me will make them follow you and attack enemies. Hold will make them stop moving. What else? Then there's tasks. Unlike the
careful erosion
command,
of the lock is needed.
Careful. Unlike the command I have for Sharwin here, where I can tell her to pick a lock, that actually doesn't have the asterisk to make them do something.
Yes, hello to you.
Okay, moving on. Ooh, quest complete. The Blacklake laundry woman spoke true. The secret passage in her home does indeed lead to the Meldanen estate. Even paranoid sorcerers enjoy the luxury of a back door, it seems. Alright, time for you to open this thing. I said open.
Fair enough.
There we go.
Fair enough.
Alright, what's here? 2 gold pieces. A key to the west wing. So where are we? So we spawned here. West wing would probably be somewhere here. I know there's an imp fight coming up. Yeah, there it is. I'm just gonna take you out quickly. Do you have spell resistance? Gosh dang it to heck. Let's try to lightning bolt you. Oh! Okay, I didn't kill him. Actually, I need to possess you and make you attack the imp. Unpossess. So, possessing familiars is one of the few exceptions in this game where you normally can't control party members directly. I'm making him attack the imp because he has true sight. And he can freely attack. There we go. Unpossess. And the imp is not immune to poison, I think. Oh, you are immune to poison, damn it. So I believe he is immune to fire, so. And he can't bypass the imp's magic damage reduction.
Strike it then. Attack.
Go kill this dude. Oh, the imp regenerates. Yes, I have to actually unload all my spells on this guy. That's inconvenient. Damage reduction is one of those things in D&D 3.5 where you either bypass it completely or it just completely hoses you. If I didn't have access to Magic Missile, that fight would have been a complete stalemate. Well, probably not. I think Sharwin would eventually kill the imp, but it would take a long time. Vendor loot. What is this? I think this leads to a storeroom. Okay, I need you to stop. Oh, she's poisoned. I'm gonna heal you using my +1
Done and done.
healer's kit. Use the weakest one first. Healer's kits in Neverwinter Nights 1 give a bonus to the heal skill. So a +1 healer's kit gives +1 to the heal, which I have none. What's my heal? Yep. Actually, it's a -1 because I have 8 wisdom. So this just makes a roll of 1d20 + 0 or 20 total out of combat. I remember this part. There are traps here, so I'm gonna have.
Guard over me carefully.
Okay, why aren't you following?
Walk
There we
in
go.
my step. Follow me. Guard
Fair
over me
enough.
carefully.
There's a trap there, so I'm gonna have you trip the trap.
Stay rooted to
Hold
this
position.
spot.
Possess. I'm gonna trip the trap. Okay, reflex save. Ow. 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 Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna feed you. That's so much faster. And so much less annoying than having the pixie familiar disarm all the traps. Anyway,
Guard
moving
over
on.
me carefully.
I think that was all the traps, so just in case, I'm gonna quick save.
Fair enough.
Okay, stand your ground. Because I don't want you destroying things.
Done and
That's
done.
annoying. Oh wow, there was a trap there. Weapon rack. A katana. Just vendor loot. What was that sound? I just heard something get summoned. I think... I have no idea what that was.
Fair enough.
Pick lock. Oh, there's just all locked things here.
Fair enough.
Pick lock. It's really faster for them to bash open the locks, but I'm trying to get used to having henchmen pick open the locks because I plan on playing other adventures where you know, bashing things isn't an option.
Fair
And
enough.
open the final one. Okay, what items did we get? That is an amulet of will. Yeah, I can just put that on. Oh wow, she can't pick it, so she has to bash it. Anyway, so I'm just gonna wear that for now. You know, every bit counts. It doesn't really help that much, but it's good for selling. Alright, we currently have... Actually, I just remembered something. I wonder if I can trigger the next part of her
Yes?
story
Is
now.
there something you need?
I just want to talk for a while. Talk? About what, Plowshare? I want you to continue your story from before. You want to hear the rest of the tale? Oh wow, it triggered it. You want to hear the rest of the tale about my ill-fated affair, do you? I suppose there's no harm in it. I should have run off with Danon, or turned him aside completely. I did neither, as I was unwilling to disobey my mother. Instead, I seduced Lord Farthington, as she wished, and loved my bard in secret. Danon was kind to me. He enthralled me with his music, and I adored him. Lord Farthington, on the other hand, was merely lustful and possessive, and my mother was overjoyed. This couldn't have gone on long. No, that's true. These things are bound to come to a bad end, of course, and I wish I had known that. As the date of my marriage, Lord Farthington, grew closer, he began to suspect that something was amiss. I spent far too much time away from him and in Danon's arms. It was all my mother could do to convince him that I was true to his love, and it was she who finally discovered me in the arms of my bard. And an unpleasant scene, I would bet. To say the least. My mother was horrified beyond belief and sent the guards chasing after Danon. He escaped, thankfully, and I was undeterred. Mother turned on me then and forbade me to see Danon ever again. I was to marry Lord Farthington, and that was all there was to it. I refused at first. I loved Danon, and nothing else mattered, so she begged me. That proud woman got on her knees with tears in her eyes and begged me not to abandon her to poverty. I could do as I was expected, save my mother and marry a man whom I did not love, or I could run off into the unknown with Danon. You chose Danon? I struggled with the decision, for I had never had to make up my own mind, but the thought of that dreary life with Lord Farthington frightened me, so I chose Danon. Lord Farthington was outraged. He tried to have Danon and me executed, and we were forced to flee with not a copper between us. My mother was crushed. She was turned out from noble society as she feared, and lost everything to repay my stepfather's debt. You did the only thing you could. I still dreaded the thought of leaving my mother behind. I would have done anything to please her, but not this one thing. I would not give up my life. I fled from Neverwinter with Danon, and we traveled far, and he taught me how to become a bard in my own right. I did not return home for many years, until recently, in fact. It was an odd feeling to discover that Lord Farthington had lost his own fortune years ago, and both he and his household were now dead from the plague. That was the fate that had awaited me. And my mother, I have only been to see her once since my return. She still lives? She has lived all these years as a poor seamstress, it seems, bitter and blaming me for the poor luck which had befallen her. We said little to each other, as she ordered me out of her leaky cottage. I did find out one thing, however: she is dying. She suffers from bone rot, a disease which would require the attention of several clerics for a month to heal normally. With the plague, however, no one can help her, though I have tried in vain to find one who can. Why would you even want her healed? I don't know, really. I do not feel the need for her forgiveness, but nor am I angry at her. My mother is what she is. I know of only one sure cure for bone rot, an extract from a flower that is said can only be grown on the fabled cliffs of Mount Celestia. Finding such a potion would be difficult, I have no doubt. It is my hope to find one, however, and save my mother's life. I do not owe her, really, but I would like to do this one thing for her now. Oh shit, do I actually have the potion right now? Quest... I have it! This elixir smells sweet, similar to honeysuckle, and contains a small amount of liquid inside that bubbles faintly. Its use is unknown, though it is likely a curative of some form. Interesting. Alright, this is the potion you're talking about? It is indeed. How you came across something that can only be made on another plane, however, well, I won't question it. Thank you, Plowshare. I'll have this sent to Mother as soon as possible. You've made me feel much better. Here, take this. It is a belt that belonged to Danon that I've saved. I want you to have it. Hopefully it will serve you well. Thank you, Sharwin. I am not very used to kindness from others, Plowshare. I will not forget this. Let us just proceed with your mission now. Okay, so, I just got Sharwin's belt. It's a really nice belt with +1 charisma, +1 perform, which is useless for me since sorcerers can't use perform. But persuade is very useful. This leather belt appears innocuous enough, its true power not evident until it is actually worn. There are small inscriptions embedded in the leather throughout the item, its language unknown, and the true history of the item unknowable. Okay, let's put it on. Ding! Let me see if I have the other quest items for the other party members. What is this? Dalen's feather, silver ring, bird soaring against a moonlit sky. I'm gonna assume this is Linus item. I'm actually gonna teleport back and do it now. On to the trade of blades. Excuse me. So I've been talking to my guildies from the time I used to play Neverwinter Online, and they gave me some pointers on how to improve my stream. The first of which is to use a webcam. The second of which is to have an actual startup screen, so I don't just have the main menu playing while I get things set up. Alright, where is Linu? There she is.
I hoped that you would return, so I waited here. I've hardly damaged anything since you left. I thought you'd be proud. May I join with you once more, my friend?
Yes. I shall try to breathe life back into you and your quest. Alright, let's talk to her.
Hey there, dear. What can I do for you?
I just want to talk for a while. I love chatting with you, but don't you think we should focus on your mission right now? Tell me more about your story. I guess I should be glad to share my daunting task with a friend. We are both adventurers. If I trust you with my life, I should trust you with my troubles. I am sorry I was so overcome with despair, but you see, I found the silver chalice of Moonbow once already. I found it in a small town called Lork, but then... Oh, Plowshare the Sorcerer, I lost it again. How in the name of all that is holy did you lose it again? As I said, I found the chalice in the merchant town of Lork. The thief, a halfling, tried to sell it to a Zent merchant, but when the halfling tried to charge him 500 gold, the Zent claimed the religious artifact as tribute to Bane. The halfling thief protested, but the mayor of the town is a Zent as well. Next thing the halfling knew, he was arrested for the murder of an old woman who had spit in the face of a Zent soldier the day before. Obviously, he never committed the crime. It never fails to shock me when people are capable of such injustice. How did you find all this out? I found out what had happened when I showed up in town and saw a mob of people about to hang him. Everyone was laughing and telling the story to anyone who would listen. They actually thought that such injustice was funny. Even the bloody merchant was there for the hanging, and he was drinking from the sacred chalice. Yeah, that's a Zent for you. Yes, so I have discovered. They already had the rope around the halfling's neck when I heard the whole story. I didn't know what to do, but I had to stop it. I ran forward into the crowd, yelling for them to stop, but I tripped and fell in the mud. I looked up and saw the face of a kindly grandmother. I reached for her hand, and she kicked me right in the teeth. That's horrible. The mob turned into a giant brawl, with fists and laughter flying everywhere. I crawled out of the crowd and fled town, weeping as I ran. I made it to the forest and collapsed in the bushes off the road. As I lay there weeping, I heard a twig snap. I spun around, and standing there behind me was the halfling. He winked at me and toasted me with a chalice, which he held in his hand. I cried out that I had to have it back, but he just laughed and disappeared into the wood. I never saw him again. Don't worry, Linu. I'll help you find the chalice. Thank you, sweet Plowshare. That is a kind answer from a good friend. I know I shall probably never find the chalice again, Plowshare, but I shall not give up. I must return it to my people to restore my honor. If I find it, I'll let you know. I didn't have it after all. Thank you, dear Plowshare, but don't let my concerns interfere with your duty to Arabeth. My problem was self-inflicted. Curing the plague is more important. Whose quest item is this? Oh, wait. Is it actually Grimno's? Because I know his quest item is like a recipe, a baking recipe. Dalen's quest item is in the docks, and I haven't been to the docks yet. Tommy's quest item, I believe, is a forged contract, forged letter. Must be Grimnos then.
I have been waiting for you. I suspected you would return. Do you need me to join with you once more?
Yes. Then together we shall rain blood and death upon the world.
Is there something you need?
I'd like you to level up. You'd be more useful to me with a little training. Okay, so he's gonna level up into his second form. He looks the same, but he is level 5 now.
Is there something you need?
I just want to talk for a while. Pardon me. Conversation is one way to pass the time until the Silent Lord comes to claim us. What do you wish to speak about? I want you to continue your story from before. Very well, Plowshare. I have been reluctant to speak of my time at Mithril Hall, but you will not let the matter rest. When Bruenor Battlehammer reclaimed the throne at Mithril Hall not 20 years ago, it kindled a fierce racial pride in all the dwarves of the north. I was one of many who flocked to Bruenor's banner, one of many who came to battle the denizens of the Underdark and drive them from the mines beneath Mithril Hall. Did they reject you because you were part of the Long Death Order? This was long before I joined the Order of the Long Death, and at first Mithril Hall welcomed me, for even then I did not fear death, and I was eager to inflict it upon my enemies. There were many among Bruenor's followers who shared my love of battle and the reckless fury with which I slaughtered my foes, but none of them appreciated the terrible beauty of what was all around us. Have you ever heard the glorious chorus of screams of dying drow echoing in the chambers of a dwarven mine? Or paused in battle to taste the palpable spectre of death descending on the field like a cool mist? Have you ever stood over a dying comrade, drinking in his pain and fear as his life bleeds away, gazing into his eyes to glimpse a terrible understanding shining through in the final instant death claims him? I've seen my share of killing, if that's what you mean. After the battles, I would walk among the scattered corpses, fascinated by the truth of their deaths. The others found it disturbing, I knew, but I couldn't stop. The compulsion was too strong. And as I wandered amidst the twisted, mangled bodies and gazed into the masks of agony forever frozen on their faces, I understood. Drow, Durgar, dwarf, in death we are all the same. In death we are all perfect. I tried to share my revelations with my brothers in arms, but they could not understand. They only looked at me with horror and disgust. No kidding, you're a freak, Grimno. That was what they said as well. Though they were glad to have me at their side whenever the drow attacked. I left Mithril Hall shortly after my revelation in search of something. I found the Order of the Long Death. I suppose I cannot blame my fellow dwarves for their reaction. The acceptance of death is not easy. Even among my order, there are those who cannot face the Silent Lord when their time comes. What do you mean by that? I'm sorry, Plowshare. I should not have said anything about this to you. This is a matter that must be solved by those of my order. You can tell me, Grimno. Maybe it's something I can help you with. This is not the time to speak of this, Plowshare. Let us return to our mission. The Silent Lord's hunger will not be sated by mere words. Huh! Let me see if I can unlock the last part.
Something you need?
I want you to continue your story from before. Oh, he is continuing. I did fail to unlock his next part last time. I told you earlier this was a matter for those of my order, Plowshare, but you have proven yourself to be an agent of the Silent Lord. Death follows you wherever you go. I have not been completely honest with you about my reasons for coming to Neverwinter, Plowshare. I came here in search of someone. Who? Her name is Alaganda. Like me, she was a disciple studying to enter the Order of the Long Death. We often train together in anticipation of our initiation. I will not describe our initiation rituals to you, Plowshare, but the Silent Lord claims many who undertake them. Only the few who survive, as I did, are welcomed into the Order of the Long Death. But Alaganda could not bear to face her own mortality, and on the morning of her initiation she fled, breaking the vows she swore when she first joined the Order. And you followed her here? I did not follow her right away. The ravages of the ritual had left me broken and weak, but when I recovered, my instructor came to me and told me what I must do. Alaganda has denied the Silent Lord that which is rightfully his. For this she must die, and because I am the lone survivor of the most recent initiation, I am the one given the privilege of killing her. If I am ever to advance further in the Order of the Long Death, I must bring back proof of Alaganda's death to my masters. Proof? What kind of proof? Alaganda always wears a forged silver ring. Ding ding ding. Silver ring. With the crest of her family, a soaring falcon against the full moon. A bird soaring as a moonlit... Okay, yeah. After wearing it for so many years, the ring will not fit over her finger, and she would never willingly remove the ring while she lives in any case. The Silent Lord has many... Wait, what did he say? That makes sense. No sense. After wearing it for so many years, the ring will not fit over her finger, and she would not willingly remove the ring while she lives in any case. Will not fit over her finger, or... Okay. The Silent Lord has many tools to reap his harvest. Alaganda may have succumbed to the plague or other misfortune, but I will search the city until I either kill her or find the ring that proves she is already dead. She's probably dead already, and the ring could be anywhere in the city. You'll never find it. Your words are cruel, but there is truth in them. However, I will not simply abandon my quest. I will not rest until I find the ring that proves Alaganda has been taken by the Silent Lord, though I know my chances of success are few. I have a ring here with a falcon on it. Is this the ring? Yes, this is Alaganda's ring. This is the proof I needed. Now I know she has been taken by the Silent Lord. She was a fool to flee. There is nowhere we can run that death cannot find us. I have no gold or treasure to reward you, but there is one thing I can offer. A small token, perhaps, but it is all I have. You have proved yourself a true servant of the Silent Lord, Plowshare. Take this amulet. All who join the Long Death are given a similar talisman. Thank you, Grimno. It will not save you from the Silent Lord when he finally chooses you, but it will grant you some protection from succumbing to those who would deliver you into his grasp before your appointed time. Eventually, I will return to my order and report Alaganda's death to them. But this can wait until your mission here is done, Plowshare. The mark of death is upon you, Plowshare, as long as I stay by your side. I know I serve the will of the Silent Lord. Okay, he gave us an amulet. It's actually nice. Spell resistance 10 is... I mean, it's not much, but the way spell resistance works, it's like an armor class. To bypass... to pierce someone's spell resistance, you roll 1d20 plus your spellcaster level. So, a level 1 spellcaster who casts a spell on me has to roll 9 or higher in order for the spells to affect me. So if they roll 8 or lower, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. basically they have a 40% chance of just failing their spell outright. Of course, the higher level the spellcaster, the easier it'll be for them to bypass my spell resistance. But not every spellcaster I meet will be higher level or equal level to me. A lot of them will be lower level. And then you have items like this Rod of Frost, which is caster level 1, which means it has a 40% chance of outright failing when targeting me. So this is still useful. It won't protect me from everything, but it will stop some of the weaker spells, and that counts. Alright, so I got a belt. I'm gonna grab... Should I grab Sharwin? Actually, I should probably grab, what's his name? Tommy, because there's gonna be a lot of traps and...
I figured they'd drag your carcass back here.
Yeah, come with me. Alright, let's rest. He's still drained. I probably have to talk to him to get him to level up. He's currently level 4. He's 2 levels below me. Okay, did that heal you? It did not, but your next incarnation will heal.
What can Tommy do for you?
And by heal, I mean it's gonna be a different character with the same appearance. I'd like you to level up. You'd be more useful to me with a little training. I'm always useful, seeing as I've gained a bit of skill though. Let me sit down for a moment, then I can show you what I can do now. There we go. Okay. Kukri plus 1, plus 10 attack, that's pretty good. Okay, let me actually talk to him and trigger his dialogue.
What can Tommy do for
I just want to talk. Oh, what did you have in mind, my lord? Continue your story from before. Oh, fine. Picture this then, my lord. There I was lying in the arms of my human sweetie, completely unaware my angry patroness was on her way. I was also unaware that at the same time my sweetie's father, the vizier, had been tipped off to my presence by an old rival of mine. Both the wizard and the Medusa were descending on the tower, determined to kill me, and I was contentedly asleep in the hay, naked as a jaybird. Well, that can't have been good. Yes, well, being naked in the hay can leave you picking straw out of your... Oh, you probably mean the coming to kill me thing. No, that wasn't good. So I am lying there with my big smile. Suddenly, bam, the door to the loft flies open, and there is the great vizier full of rage. So he caught you with his daughter? Did you defend her honor? Oh no, I'd already taken her virtue, and I wasn't aware of any honor, my lord. No, I hid behind her and screamed in terror like a banshee. Not the most heroic picture, I'll admit. I darted through his legs and fled naked into the streets. Before I knew it, the vizier was chasing me through half the city, firing off lightning bolts and curses at a rapid pace. So, while I'm having this conversation with Tommy, there's like a doomsayer. Woe to the unrepentant, for they shall be struck down. Y'all need Jesus. My patroness was also a bit miffed to see us breeze past her, and she too took up the chase. Her fury grew and grew as we stayed ahead of her. I ran for all I was worth, but bugger me if that wizard couldn't move those skinny little legs of his. The Medusa finally found him, throttling me angrily atop the largest building in the market Saban. What happened then? Well, my patroness was mad enough that she was determined to be the one to murder me first. She and Vizier yanked me between them like some tug-of-war, and all I could do was gurgle helplessly. They shouted threats and screamed at each other until the Medusa lifted her veil. The Vizier saw this and launched himself at her, casting a deadly spell as he flew. He hit her squarely, and they both flew over the edge of the rooftop. I would have been gladly rid of them both, but alas, poor Tommy was catapulted right along with them. We had 3 canopies on the way down and finally landed square in the middle of the market. The Vizier's spell had worked as the Medusa was dead, but not before he had been turned into a statue, a broken statue by that time. And there I sat, naked and stunned, but otherwise unhurt. And this made you famous? Well, sure, my lord. The crowd assumed I had killed a powerful Medusa and a famous wizard, bare-handed, no less. I was in no condition to argue. Word spread rapidly, of course, and the story grew. You wouldn't believe some verses I heard. Sadly, the constabulary believed them. I was a wanted man for murdering the vizier. Good for my reputation, perhaps, but bad for my health. His daughter wasn't too impressed either. She was angry at you for killing her father? You'd think so, but no, she just didn't want to shack up with a wanted halfling. I had to prove my innocence. That's why I decided to come to Neverwinter. One of my oldest friends lives here and is a forgery master. I was hoping he'd make some documents to clear my name in Calimport. Sadly, I suspect Bellman's fallen victim to the plague. Can't find him anywhere, so that means no evidence and no marriage of poor little Tommy. Perhaps we'll find your friend yet. Oh, who cares about him? I just want those documents. Maybe he finished them before he croaked. I can only hope. If I find them, I'll let you know. That'd be nice of you, Lord. Until then, let's just go about your quest, aye?
Everybody's dead. Please help.
So, if I'm not mistaken, his quest item is in the Beggar's Nest, as is Bodynot's quest item. Alright, let's head back and finish the Meldanen quest. Actually, no, let me sell my loot first.
Welcome back. It is but
Yeah, whatever. Sell. This one's actually pretty good, 204 GP. Is that all? Oh, 26 GP for a katana. But I don't have the fedora to go with it. This is a key. You get banished to the back of the inventory. Okay, that should be it. 50 gold. Alright, let's start the buffs. So the thing here is that it's actually safer for me to target spells on my portraits here instead of targeting them on the characters in the game world, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think I'll be running into any imps soon, so I can just cast protection from evil on everyone. I did encounter an imp, and imps are evil, but I think most of the enemies in this area won't be evil. Not that I would know unless I look into the tool set. But I don't really have anything else to cast anyway. Magic Missile is what? 3d4 plus 1 damage right now at level 6. It's way more efficient for me to buff myself and just auto attack. Quick save. Okay, I think this is the door. No, this is not the door. What's here? Oh, fire beetles. Okay, go kill them.
Strike at them! Attack!
Okay, sneak attack. Not that he dealt any damage. The thing died to me. Oh right, I just remembered something. Even though I pretty much deal very little damage and can barely hit anything, a lot of the monsters in Neverwinter Nights 1 are far, far weaker than the player character. So even my paltry +4 attack bonus has a chance to deal 1d4 plus 1 damage, plus 1d4 plus 6. So it's 2d4 plus 7 if I hit something with my knife, which is actually not bad. Okay, what is this? I need you to detect. Search mode and unlock things.
Okay, Turkey.
We open this up. It's a journal. I just stole Meldanen's diary. This book is full of tightly scripted dates and notes, a journal kept by the wizard Meldanen. Wizard or sorcerer? Make up your mind, game, because I'm a sorcerer and I am not a wizard. Let me see. Most entries are short and to the point regarding his various magical experiments and some of the creatures he has paid to have smuggled into the city for his examination. I just noticed something. Click. Click. Okay, probably nothing. Most recently, however, his entries become much more interesting. Excerpt. The gods have smiled on my destiny. I had heard a little about the creatures being brought to the city from Waterdeep, but thought little of my chances of even laying eyes upon them. Lo and behold, however, I discovered a dryad from that very shipment wandering the streets of the district, lost and frightened after the battle in the academy. It was glad enough to accompany me, and I have caged it for the moment until I decide what to do with it. Except the following day. I have decided to experiment upon this dryad and find a cure for this plague on my own. Think of all the gold the panicked nobles of this city would offer for a cure. It is too bad that the dryad must be sacrificed, however. She is comely, if inhuman. Except several days later. Basically, he got charmed by the dryad and botched his saving throw really bad. I cannot get the dryad out of my mind. Thoughts of her are with me always. Today I attempted to draw blood from her to fuel my experiment and found I could not hurt her even that much. Has she enchanted me, or am I simply lonely for such beauty? I cannot think clearly. Still she recoils from my touch. I must win her love. I must. I will not release her from the cage until she feels as I do. Yes, that's true love and totally not creepy.
Okay, dokie.
Okay, open the other thing. Well, open this thing. Gem, money. Click. It's a ring of crimson. It's a ring which has an effect of red light, which I guess kind of makes me look really evilish. I guess it gives you illumination, but it's basically just vendor loot. It's like a red flashlight, I guess, in real life. I suppose it would be useful in some modules, maybe in role-playing, but it doesn't really do anything. These rings are an excellent light source for adventurers since they leave both hands free for weapons and equipment. The thing, though, about light is that darkness gives a -5 penalty to spot to creatures who don't have dark vision or low light vision. And it gives you a plus, I think, a -5 penalty to hide for stealth. I don't use any of those skills, so it doesn't really matter to me. Fire beetle, go. I think I can just attack them myself.
Taste of my wrath.
Oh, I missed. Okay, what is there? A hit him. Okay, 7 plus. Okay, wow, they have AC 11. No more than 11, so I have a very high chance to hit them, so that's way more efficient than casting magic missile to kill them. So there's still a good reason to buff myself for combat, even though it's not really my main thing. I can defend myself from low-level threats without having to rely solely on my bodyguard and my pet. Quick save. Alright, moving on. I think I know this. There's a potion maker here. Oh no. Oh, that's the main entrance, main hall. Let's go here. Fire beetles, goodness. Yeah, I just killed them all. Ray of Frost. Alright, so moving on. I am getting closer to leveling up.
Okay, dokie.
Okay, swords. I need you to stand your ground. I've been calling him torches. My other character, or rather, which I'm not currently playing in Neverwinter Nights, but I am playing in D&D 5th edition, is Pitchfork, and he has a familiar named Torches. This character is Plowshare the Sorcerer, and his familiar is a pseudo-dragon. Oh, somebody came in. Good day, sir. Some online modules are pretty dark, and having one of those rings are nice. And yes, a lot of modules actually use darkness to great effect. Both in Neverwinter Nights 1 and 2. I don't know if you're familiar with The Witcher, but The Witcher is built using the Neverwinter Nights 1 engine. And there is an area in The Witcher 1 which I completely underestimated. It's completely dark, and you can't see anything unless you brew the potion which gives Geralt the ability to see in the dark, which I thought was really cool. It actually forces you to use those things. Empowered Cat's Grace, which empowers Bull Strength. Yes, composite weapons, but no, I don't have... Oh yeah, you said Elven Wizards, yeah. I don't have proficiency in longbows. No, I am not streaming on a second platform. I am only streaming on Twitch, but I am uploading my videos to YouTube. You there, you must be identified. Yeah, identified. Who you? Master say he no want be disturbed. My name is Plowshare. Who are you? Me, Grommen. Grommen work as a guard for Master. Keep out bad people. Let in Master friends only. Easy job. Never see Master friend. Who you? I would be one of the Master sons. I'm here to see him. How Grommen know you friend? You know look like friend. Grommen never see friend of Master before. Okay, failure. Never mind that. I have some questions. Grommen not do tests good, but Grommen try. Where exactly can I find your master? Master is downstairs, maybe. Grommen never be there, so Grommen not know. Master not like Grommen much. Just forget I was here. It should be okay. That should be easy. Okay, Grommen can do that. Grommen like easy job. Oh no, it's something I was told to do. To basically keep talking. Just in case somebody, you know, randomly enters the stream, like you, to not make it seem so lonely. But the primary purpose of this stream is not actually Twitch, but for YouTube. I'm doing this to leave a record that I was here on Earth. Because if the internet ever goes down, humanity will have something far worse to think about. You're asking? Actually, no. I plan on playing through eventually the Shadows of Wintertide and then probably Hordes of the Underdark. But after Neverwinter Nights 1, I'm thinking of trying another module or maybe Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Oh goodness.
Perish as you should.
I had forgotten how grindy this game was. There's so many irrelevant encounters. I mean, we could have a meteorite, you know, crash into Earth and kill us all, for the planet to be inherited by the cockroaches or whoever comes after us. You know, that sort of thing. I have not played the Island Saga. At least, I don't think I have. Although, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. I've been looking for a module where it's a story-based module, and at some point in the game, like various realities bleed through each other, and you basically meet a clone of an NPC you meet in your reality, except he's a general in this reality. And there's two armies fighting each other in a forest which wasn't there before. I was actually like, if you look at my save games, I actually have a lot of saves here. This is my old save from 2019 as a wizard with my name on it. Shadow Guard. This is a save from the Shadow Guard premium module, which is broken. Basically, this is the ending part, and the last part of the module doesn't play. It's permanently broken. Plowshare the Sorcerer is another iteration of Plowshare and Sorcerer for the Penultima series by Stefan Gagne. This is Darkness over Daggerford, Hordes of the Underdark, Daggerford as a Dragon Disciple, The Cave of Songs, an old classic module, City of Wonders, another old module, Artera, and basically that's it. Oh yeah, it's insane. It's like really, really long and pretty good too. The nice thing about Neverwinter Nights though is that the tool set is very easy and simple to use. So if you're a creative person, you can focus on the story instead of, you know, focusing on, you know, learning how to make the tool set work. I need to recast this because I don't want to die accidentally.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we're killing their dog too. Okay, while you're doing that, I'm gonna loot here. This is something you should never do if you're playing with friends, especially in an MMORPG, but this area is just very grindy and very easy, so I don't even need to pay attention. I mean, this is like how I play normally in like Path of Exile anyway, I normally play a dual totem marauder or summoner witch. Basically just summon things and let them attack. This is Meldanen prison key. Okay, Dire Badger, let's put him out of his misery. And yes, I pronounce it Missouri. Actually, it should be pronounced Missoura, but you know. There's Samuel. He's a halfling guard. They put some gold in a. They locked a badger in a torture chamber with some gold, because that makes perfect sense. And this Meldanen is obviously a good person. He has a hanging guillotine from the ceiling. He has goblins. Samuel, a halfling member of the Neverwinter militia, looking not at all pleased at being locked up in this unpleasant place.
Pleased to see you.
Well, the thing about summons is that while they drop your XP, yeah, thank you. You had the data there. It actually doesn't. It doesn't actually drop it that much because, you know, how do I explain this? They let you get through an area faster, and if you're lucky, they die during combat before you deal the final hit to the enemy, and they don't count against your XP anyway. What's this? Am I finally to be rescued, or are you another of the wizard servants? Are you a prisoner here? I am. My name is Samuel, an inspector for the city guard until that mad wizard took me prisoner. You're Samuel? Captain Thurin sent me to look for you. He did? It's good to know he didn't abandon me. I was almost afraid that... Well, never mind. Thank you for coming to release me. I'd appreciate some information first. Of course, I'll tell you whatever I know, though it probably isn't much. Just how did you end up prisoner here? I was just poking around the estate, actually looking into some rumors I'd heard of Meldanen acting even more strangely than usual. I didn't find anything, but it appears I was correct. Meldanen captured me and ranted on about how I was trying to steal something from him. I've no idea what he was talking about, but he seemed convinced that I was up to no good and wouldn't let me go. But why would he keep you prisoner, a member of the city guard? I don't know. Meldanen wouldn't ordinarily do this. Lots of other things, perhaps, but not take a guard hostage. I don't know what he's up to. What do you know about this place? I don't remember much. The west wing here seems to be used mainly for Meldanen's experiments and storage. I think he lives below. Do you know where a Meldanen could be found? I think the way to the lower floor is at the end of the hall, through a room on the right. That's where Meldanen went, at any rate. End of the hall, room to the right. This one here. Would you be able to find your way out on your own? Yes, I believe I could. I'd try to, at least. Then go. The way behind me is clear. Thank you, sir. I'm sure I can find my way out of here. I only wish I could take revenge on that damnable wizard. Once you leave this place, seek out Captain Thurin. I'm sure he will want to thank you for finding me. Very well. End dialogue. Yeah, that's kind of inconvenient though. The thing about not having a henchman and constantly banishing your familiar is that while you do get more XP, it takes you longer to finish the game. Like, you might have noticed, I'm breezing past this level despite having, you know, reduced XP. Got him. I've found that it actually doesn't, what's the term? It doesn't really hurt my XP per minute or XP per hour rate as much as you'd think. I'm getting far less XP per kill, but it doesn't affect quest XP, and you know, it lets me finish combat faster, so I guess it's a wash. It does affect it though. Like, I will end up one level below an equivalent fighter or some other character with no henchman or no summon. I mean, the game is, what, 18 years old, and even back in the day, I wasn't really that fond of a hardcore... Okay, you need to actually follow because you took damage. There's a bug where the henchman with sneak attack will attack you if you accidentally hit them. Great. Gold piece. He somehow failed his yeah. What? Evasion. You should not have taken any damage from it. Oh, the door took the damage. He actually didn't take any damage. Yeah, he didn't. He didn't take any damage. Who took the damage? Guard dog. Yeah, strong door. It was the one that took the damage, not him. For what it's worth, despite the better netcode of Neverwinter Nights compared to Neverwinter Nights 2, it isn't a game designed for a lot of players. This game was designed to be played with just, you know, a single party and a DM controlling it, or just played single player. It doesn't scale well. The netcode is not built to handle multiple players. I mean, builders have done wonderful things with the tool set and, you know, with other external applications, but it's still not designed for that. And it's still no substitute for an actual... Oh dear. Ah, heck, I forgot to rest. Okay. Let me see. Should I cheese this or... Yeah, let's fight it. Okay, he has ice time. Yeah, he is higher level than me, but... Oh! That's interesting. He has ghostly visage, which means I can't hit him. I could probably just teleport out and do that, but you know, fuck it. Let's try actually taking him on. Spell breach.
I love this part.
That removes his thing. Now let's order torches. I mean, swords to attack him. Unable to reach target. God damn it. Or I could just attack him myself. Oh, ow, ow. I'm actually gonna teleport out of here. I don't want to die. Oh, another person started chatting. While I'm resting, I used to play on a server called well, there were two of them: City of Arabelle and Escape from the Underdark. And those are really popular hardcore role-playing servers. And how should I describe them? They sucked. It was a really frustrating experience for me. I play D&D to have fun, not to be perpetually stuck at low levels. When you died, you lost 1/3 of your XP unless somebody revived you, and there was almost no one strong enough to revive you if you died anywhere. And if you died, you dropped your items on the ground and lost everything. It was sometimes better to just restart with a new character than to go on with your old character. And oh yeah, it was full PvP, and if it was in character for someone to rob you, it was kosher with the admins, which is something
Welcome
I
back.
am not
It is
fine
but
with. The server I played the longest on it was Neverwinter Nights 2 though. It was called Baldur's Gate: The Sword Coast Chronicles. It was set. The setting was, I think, before the Time of Troubles, before second edition D&D. So they were using first edition lore, but the game obviously ran on D&D 3.5. I played a sorcerer, not unlike Plowshare, and he had a cat. Let me see. What else do I remember from that place? Oh, right. The place was populated by refugees from another server called Dragon Coast. Not to be confused with the Dragon Coast of the Forgotten Realms, but rather it was their own setting. The server is called Shores of Haldoon, and it was one of the best servers for a long time. Unfortunately, there was one of the DMs, or maybe some of the DMs, just went power mad and started banning so many players. My character got banned, a certain popular paladin character got banned, and pretty much they started banning all of their popular players, and people just wondered, hey, where did Dale go? Dale disappeared. And then I told them, yeah, I got banned. And a lot of us met up on Baldur's Gate: The Sword Coast Chronicles, and oh, hey, did you used to play on that server? Yeah, I got banned. Really now? So it was a weird experience. Like I don't know if it was sabotage or if that DM was just crazy, but they basically destroyed their entire player base. The last time I checked up on them, which was I think almost 10 years ago now, they didn't even have double-digit players. I don't think they even reached 5 players. Whereas the Baldur's Gate server was so popular, they had to create a second overflow server so people could play on it. Yeah, so the problem with that, like I said earlier, I don't know if you caught it in the chat, were you the only Lucci and Mr. TJ, is that this game simply was not made for massively multiplayer. I'm not even talking about MMORPG scale, just, you know, large multiplayer scale. This was made for 1 to 5 players, 1 to 6 players maybe, with a single DM, or 0 to 1 dungeon masters and 1 to 4 players. That's what the game was made for. And it works well for that. But otherwise, it's a train wreck. Okay, I actually need to buff before I go back in there. I suspect I will be leveling up after I defeat that wizard. Well, probably not. But close to it. Well, I'm actually not averse to role-playing servers. The thing about Shores of Haldoon and Baldur's Gate: The Sword Coast Chronicles is that they were action role-playing servers. So you were expected to stay in character all the time. To break character, you would enclose your chat in double parentheses, and you were expected to behave and chat in character. But they weren't averse to some optimization. Like in the Baldur's Gate server, they even had a forum for character optimization, like how to optimize your build, because they were aware that D&D 3rd edition is really, really messed up. Like, unless you play a single class character, and even if you play a single class character, it is very, very easy to completely gimp yourself. Like, there are skills that are completely useless, like parry. Parry is absolutely terrible. The amount of effort you put to optimizing parry would be better spent optimizing anything else. Let's see, ride. Ride is a skill you can put points in even if the module doesn't have rideable horses, so you can just waste skill points on these things. And this isn't something that's obvious to someone who doesn't have as much experience as me, for example. Like these 3 things. Craft armor. There's no crafting in the OC. The OC official original campaign was made before these skills were added. Let me see. Even a flame weapon, as I showed in the last stream, this one was not added in the OC. So when I fought in the fight club and they dispelled all the buffs, it didn't check for flame weapons. So my companion and my familiar and I, we retained our flame weapon abilities. Let me see. YOLO, let's do this. Oh wow, he didn't heal. Although he did a recast Ghostly Visage. Lightning Bolt! Oh. Let me see. Okay, I can't Magic Missile him and I no longer have a breach. I'll have to Lightning Bolt. Oh, there's a way to get a horse in the OC. That would be by being a level 5 paladin. But despite Lawful Good being my favorite alignment, I actually do not like playing paladins. Or divine spellcasters, for that matter. Let me see. Open. Is this thing trapped? I don't think so. Nope. Ooh, it's a magic bag. A decent magic bag with minus 40%. That's fine, I guess. You open this.
Okay, dokie.
That's... I already looted that, I think. 6. Click.
It's done.
Alright, there's a trap there. Tommy, do your job. Handle trap.
No can do.
Okay, he can't see the trap. I actually have to bring him there for him to disarm the trap. Oh, there's more fire beetles. Okay, cool. I'll just melee them to death. And that's it. Very anticlimactic. Locked chests. Do your thing. That's actually a thing. The best time to get that, I think, would be on your 13th level, because then you'd have Isaac's Greater Missile Storm at level 12, and at level 13 you get, I think, immunity to fear. No, not immunity to fear. You just get
It's done.
all you get is a massive buff to saving throws, because my charisma will be through the roof then. It's actually kind of ironic that the Paladin's Divine Grace ability works best on a Sorcerer who just took 1 level of Paladin. Okay. Disarm. He's going for it. And see, that's what I don't like about this game. Like, there's so much system mastery involved. And I hate that part. Like, you should be rewarded for, you know,
God
either
over me
role-playing... Oh,
carefully.
shoot. Almost died there. You should be rewarded for playing properly in the actual game, and not because you spent a countless amount of hours just, you know, going
it's
through
done.
builds. Like I did. The thing about D&D 3rd edition is that you have to spend a lot of time learning how to game the system, just to be able to play a character for role-playing, just so you don't accidentally ruin your character. Yeah, I kind of got that. Hide. Once you have hide in plain sight and just, you know, a lot of hide, and I guess move silently, you can pretty much hide from everything. Let's kill this dude. Oh, you saved? Okay. And that's gonna fail. Nice, sneak attack. Oh, that reminds me. Me attacking, even though I don't deal a lot of damage, allows Tommy to flank. If I'm not mistaken, flanking requires the target to be attacking someone else other than you. So I aggro the enemies first, they attack me and basically fail to do any damage because I'm well protected. And then Tommy's AI catches up, attacks the enemy, and gets a free sneak attack.
It's done.
Okay, 8 gold. It's pretty much this
God over me
path
carefully.
basically leads to the same. Oh, another imp. Okay, you attack this dude. Unpossessed familiar. Okay, now we all attack.
Attack!
Tommy's actually the only one who can attack him and deal damage. Ooh, almost sneak attack there. Ah, this is annoying. He's regenerating too, so I probably have to rest after this battle. There we go, sneak attack. Did he hit? No, he missed a natural 1. I wish since years from now Neverwinter Nights would get a full rework, because I love the game story and everything, but giving everyone a few level access to spells like a fighter. Well, that's something people can already do, but there's kind of no demand for it. You can do that in the tool set. You see, the you know, they won't get a good return on investment by modifying this game further or, you know, re-releasing it. They are coming out with Baldur's Gate 3 though. Oh goodness, that's annoying. What can I do to speed things up? I have nothing. Holy crap. I can just attack, I guess, and hope I crit. He's immune to fire, which is like the bulk of my damage, which sucks. And what did you poison? Dexterity. So you're affecting his chance to hit, but not by much. I don't know how much regen this imp has. I think it's like oh, crit. How much damage did it deal? 7. So I can actually bypass. He has, I think, damage reduction 5/+1. Padded sumo wrestling. I really need to get Acid Arrow back because otherwise, I have level 2 spell slots that could have sped this thing up so quickly. Oh, damn it. He's losing attack. You're actually not doing anything, so I'm gonna unsummon you. So I get more XP from killing this imp.
I love this
Oh
part!
boy. Okay, we're dealing damage to it. I know, but Baldur's Gate 3 will be more of a turn-based adventure now, like Divinity Original Sin. Don't get me wrong, I love the DOS games that the makers of Larian Studios have shown. They're very talented, but I think I will just not get the same feeling anymore, as the games nowadays are made for the majority of people, not to be a challenge anymore, directly like the older games have been. Yes, that's true, but the reason that is because games nowadays have to compete with so many things for people's attention. Back in the day, it was acceptable to have a lot of gacha gameplay, and I don't mean gacha as in G-A-C-H-A, but rather gotcha. I'm typing it right now. Gotcha, like there's a part in Artera where you fight vampires, and if you have played through the through Hordes of the Underdark, you will know that if you smash wooden items, like wooden furniture, you can get stakes. But in that area, something prevents you from staking the vampires because they're like super unholy and their hearts are protected. What the game doesn't tell you, unless you actually went out of your way to, read it, is that one of the churches there sells special blessed stakes that allow you to stake vampires. There is absolutely no indication that you need the special stakes to kill the vampires. And if you played Hordes of the Underdark, you would assume that normal stakes would, and they have the same icon, so you wouldn't even notice that there's anything different about them. That type of gameplay was acceptable back in the day because you were expected to, Vixtra's dungeon with the vampire monks. That's the Dracolich, I believe. So yeah, it's just basically a standard fuck you because you expected this thing, and you're pretty much stuck. And the game even has a maze section where you you have to figure out how to navigate. You basically go through the several identical areas, and you have to take the right path. I think something like right, left, up, something. And those things are acceptable back in the day because, you were expected to play the same game over and over again because there just weren't other games to play. And it's not like Steam existed back in the day and you could just buy another game or, for what, $5, $4, $3, depending on the Steam sale. No, you had to go out to Best Buy, Blockbuster, or wherever you buy your games and shell out $40, $50, $60 for an actual game that came in a box. Also, we've since learned that a lot of those gameplay elements we loved back in the day are just really bad game design and really cheap. I don't know if you're familiar with Mortal Kombat, but there's a lot of the ways to unlock the characters in Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, and by unlock I mean just get to fight them, involve doing some really counterintuitive and really obscure ways just to unlock the reptile fight or unlock Jade, Noob Saibot, or Smoke. And that was acceptable back in the day as a mechanism to keep people interested in the game, and you keep plunking quarters into the machine. But I saw somewhere that Midway, what company does Mortal Kombat? I think it's Midway or something. They tried that in a more recent game, and by more recent I mean something in the last 10 years, and it flopped terribly because the internet made finding out those things so much easier.
Guard over me carefully.
So yeah, also a lot of games are challenging in different ways. Like this game is challenging. Actually, this game aged pretty well compared to its contemporaries, but some games are easy if you know the secret to beating them. But most games nowadays, they rely on actual skill instead of system mastery. Like this game is a breeze because I know the system in and out.
It's done.
And I know I've played this campaign multiple times. I mean, it's been 18 years since its release, so it's not a challenge for me. Also, actually, despite the blandness of the campaign, it's actually really well designed because it's really hard to get stuck. Except through your own fault. I guess you can get stuck by having a really bad character build. Like you take one level of fighter as your first level and then go rogue, so you miss out on the 4 times skill points at level 1. Things like that are things I really do not miss. Oh, this is Linu's quest item. How convenient. We're gonna be fighting the wizard soon. Oh, Dragon Blood, that's a crafting item. I might use this to prevent myself from dying, but I think the trick is just to kill him quickly.
Be wary, stranger.
Okay, lightning bolt. Let's kill him.
Strike at them. Attack.
There we go. I disrupted his spell. So swords resisted my spell. Tommy dodged it. True, but you take the rogue level first. You don't take the fighter level first. The skill points are really useful. Oh, okay. I actually stopped him. No, don't kill me. What did he say? Please, I'll give you anything. Okay.
Formoso sent you to kill me, didn't she? Didn't she? Why are you here?
Well, there is the matter of the dryad in the cage. You have come for the dryad, not for me? So she is indeed one of the water-demon beasts, as I suspected. I had thought at first to use her to formulate a cure for the plague and then sell it to the highest bidder and make a fortune. Since then, however, her charms have weakened my judgment and prevented my research. No doubt it is best she is taken, or I could not rid myself of her influence. So are you saying then that Formosa did not send you? You will spare me if I give you the key to the Dryad's cage? I want the key to your warehouse as well. You can live. So the elven wench did send you after all, just not to kill me, or is that your doing? Regardless, I suppose I should be thankful for your mercy. Here's the key to the warehouse. It also unlocks the Dryad's cage. Take her. Now I shall flee before someone more ruthless than you breaks into my home. Bye.
I have prayed to the great oak for a savior. Are you to be it? Shall I be freed at last to rejoin
She said,
my
"Are
tree?"
you to be it?" So, this is basically, are you pronoun race? Shall I be freed at last to rejoin my tree? Calm down. I'm here to free you. Oh, blessed are you, kind human one. I have been lost and so frightened since that terrible battle. I fled into the streets, but everything was so strange here. Meldanen found me and brought me to this place. He meant to hurt me and make a cure for a great sickness. I did only what I could and charmed him. So it's almost worse, however, to bear his obsession. Please release me, human friend. I have been away from my oak for too long. I ask that you first come to Arabeth and help cure the plague. You need not worry. All you have to do is take a lock of my hair to your Lady Arabeth. I give it gladly, human one. I had hoped I could do more, but I am very weak now. It saddens me to see the sickness in your people, but now that you have my hair, I am no longer really needed here. May the servant of the oak be allowed to leave. I miss my tree so. Despite being caged for a number of days, this water-davian creature is still eerily beautiful. She looks sad, however, and more than a little weak. Would you be able to find your way home on your own? Yes, I believe I could. I need only reach the nearest tree. The wizard who came to my grove said any tree would return me home. Then you are free to go. The way behind me is clear. Thank you, kind human one. I shall not forget you. If we meet again, I hope I shall have the chance to reward you properly. Farewell. So Weapon Master is a really interesting prestige class because in the actual PNP game, it's called Exotic Weapon Master, and one of the requirements is proficiency in an exotic weapon, and your weapon focus has to be in an exotic weapon, not just any weapon. And I believe the art, the art in the book shows the character using a spike chain, which is not available in this game. I'm gonna quick save so I don't get blown up by any traps. Okay, you start detecting. Okay, yep, there's a trap there. Alright, unlock. Oh, this one's he picked this one first. I didn't even notice.
Okay.
Oh shoot.
It's done.
It's a glittering necklace. Okay, unlock.
Okay.
Is this trapped? This looks trapped.
It's done.
It's done. Click. Come on. Okay, I guess there's no trap here. A light crossbow +1. I guess I can keep that to issue attack orders. So I don't know if I showed you this, but you can do this. Attack something, then VWE, and it'll get them to attack. That's basically your way of directing them to attack something. So let me cancel that.
Guard over me carefully.
Actually, cancel.
Walk in my step.
There we go.
Guard over me carefully.
So that's the only way you can. No, I don't have fine traps. I'm actually like training myself to use Tommy because I plan on playing other modules where bashing things isn't always an option. But yeah, fine traps is really overpowered. It just disarms everything. I need to recast this so I don't die. So you might have noticed that Ghostly Visage expired because it was only 1 minute per level. Which, you know, I'm level 6, it was only 6 minutes, but Flame Weapon hasn't. This is actually a typo. It's not actually 1 minute per level, but rather 1 hour per level, or to be specific, 2 minutes per level, because that's the default setting for hours in this game. So I'm just going to kill everyone on my way out. Apprentice, I'm going to target you. Okay, I don't think that's a real summoned creature. That's just a, that's an actual creature, not summoned. Ow! You don't have anything to hurt him with. Oh wait, I can just attack him. Wait, what am I using? Crossbow. And they're gone. Yeah, knock is pretty good. Uh-oh, you're gonna set off the trap.
It's done.
Hold position.
Rooted to this spot. Walk
Come
in
back
my
here.
Okay.
Oh, he triggered the trap. That's fine. Another thing to keep in mind is that there are some modules where disarming traps and unlocking things without bashing them actually gives you XP. So I'm just training my muscle memory to do that. It's actually faster for me to bash everything with my flaming weapon, flaming dagger rather. Quick save. Wand of negative energy, that's vendor loot, that sucks. Oh wait. Here, unlock.
It's done.
Cure light wounds. I think it's the last area to... Yep. A great sword +1. Okay, that'll fetch a good price. Bolt. Okay, unlock. Oh, nope, wrong. Unlock. Let me see. Yep.
It's done.
Also, I had to turn in the Lock of Dryad's Hair, which is right here. This is the Lock of Dryad Hair, an important component for the spell to stop the Wailing Death Plague. The Dryad this came from was one of 4 magical creatures brought from Waterdeep to participate in the cure attempt. All were lost in an attack, and Lady Arabeth eagerly awaits their return. There's like charges here. I don't know why there are charges. That's probably just a bug, an oversight on their part. You can't use the item anyway. Gold. Did I loot this already? Not yet. This one I believe I looted. This was where they got the greatsword, I think. Yeah, knock is absolutely ridiculous in this game. And the funny thing is that I think knock was added in the expansions. And I think Shadows of Undertide. And there's a part in this game, the Charwood, where you can summon the demon Belial. And knock actually targets everything in a massive radius, even if you can't see it. And the summoning brazier deals damage to you if you cast the wrong spell to it, and you can actually kill yourself by accident by casting knock near that summoning chamber. In pencil and paper D&D, knock just opens one lock. That's it. You have to cast it per lock. The way it works, I think, is I think it might be closer. I think the version in Neverwinter Nights 2 is single target, but I'm not sure. I haven't played... Or rather, I don't really need to get knock in Neverwinter Nights 2 because I usually have a companion who can do it for me. Now here's the awkward part. I basically have to return to Formosa to turn in the quest. And, well, first to Thurin to tell him that I rescued Samuel, then to Formosa for the warehouse key. But the fastest way to do it is to go out the front door and through Meldanen's guard. So basically, I'm going to end up murdering a bunch of people who are just doing this, you know, for their money, to put food on the table. Just to save me the hassle of going through the no man's land and going through the Blacklake gates once again. Anyway, let's go back to the Temple of Tyr and turn in. It should probably cause me to level up.
Welcome back.
Yeah, whatever. I have recovered one of the reagents for the cure.
Well done. I knew you wouldn't let me down.
So I'm gonna tell her about how I committed a home invasion and basically robbed Meldanen blind and killed all of his apprentices. I killed Harry, Hermione, and Ron. And, you know, killed their familiars to death too. Yeah, also I rescued the Dryad and they gave me their hair, not as a creepy keepsake, but as a component for your spell.
It is shameful the way such a gentle creature is mishandled. The plague does enough harm without us adding to it.
I will say I really, really loved Storm of Zahir, but at the time I got it, I didn't have a solid state drive. I only had a hard drive, a shitty hard drive, and the loading times sucked. There was so much loading. Even with my SSD, the loading times are really, really bad. But the thing I liked about it is that at the time it was released, there was this like thing with people and grimdark settings, and I really, really, really hate grimdark settings because they're so unrealistically gloomy. And I'm involved in local politics and activism in real life, and all the horrible things described in grimdark are actually a lot less depressing than what I see in real life. So it's both too dark and not dark enough for me. It's ridiculously, unbelievably dark. But it's not believably dark enough for me, if that makes sense. Yeah, there was one run where I basically got all of the companions, not the player-made ones and fed them all to one of many. And after I fed the last companion, one of many attacked me. And then he dropped a really nice crown. And I later discovered that the crown only dropped if you played in hardcore difficulty. So that was a pretty cool bonus.
Where others have found only failure, you have discovered shining success. Neverwinter is in your debt.
Thanks, fam.
Battling the plague has drained the coffers of Neverwinter. I regret I cannot offer you more than 500 gold pieces for all you have accomplished.
So the thing here is that a lot of older RPGs encourage you to refuse gold to get a better XP reward, but I actually don't do that because from a role-playing perspective, that's really bad. You should get rewarded for your work. You shouldn't work for free. Solidarity forever. UFCW Local 88 represent, and that's my union, by the way. And also, if you're a good person, you can just put the money to good. You can help people with 500 gold, and from a gameplay perspective, it gets me one step closer to buying all the ludicrously expensive items I can't afford until near the end of the chapter. Thank you, Arabeth. You are most generous.
Is there something else you need?
Goodbye.
Farewell.
You didn't give me XP? Oh, 150 XP. That is, yeah, pretty much. I'm going to be leveling up by murdering Meldanen's guards. So the funny thing about Storm of Zahir is that you can actually make an intimidate check on Volo at the ending to force him to change the ending. It's actually ingenious because when I finished the game for the first time, he got a lot of the details wrong, and that probably was because of a bug in the game, and not because of, well, first of all, it was probably because of a bug in the game and not intentional. But the thing is, Volo is a very unreliable narrator at the best of times. So, you making an intimidate check to force him to tell the actual story, or if you're a really not nice person, force him to tell a more exaggerated version of your exploits, is completely in character and makes complete sense for the setting. Investigate. Well, you start basically at the harvest fair. You live in a swamp village called West Harbor, and they have this like I guess in America the equivalent would be homecoming, or like the state fair or the county fair. If you live in a rural area, it's basically the county fair if you live in a rural area in America. I don't know where you folks are from. And basically it's a very, it's not much, but it's something for people to do. I used to live in a very rural area, and I will tell you, there is not much to do sometimes. Anyway, let's move on. It's getting late, and I'd rather finish this now. Guards are gonna spawn once I open this gate. Oh yeah. Oh goodness.
Here comes Halfling Death!
Huh, that's weird. The guard didn't spawn. I was pretty sure there were more guards that were gonna spawn.
Have at me!
Yeah, he's gonna die. That feels bad.
You!
There we go. Oh goodness, you're from Europe. Well then, welcome. I live in the great state of Missouri, or Misery, depending on who you ask. That's in America. I am an American. And on behalf of my fellow Americans, I am so sorry for my government right now. This happens every now and then. Okay, Shalngar's Blade, you're out. I think I'm getting Endure Elements, and Shield is probably a good thing. Shield, unlike D&D, well, in D&D 3E, the Shield spell was weird. It gave you cover. I think it gave you like +7 AC in one direction only. It actually had a phasing, unlike other things in D&D 3rd Ed, like it normally doesn't matter what direction you're facing, or rather, the game doesn't normally keep track of your facing, but the shield spell did. So you only had +7 AC in one direction and immunity to magic missile from one direction, and you could rotate it on your turn. This one is actually closer to how it worked in D&D 3.5, where you get a +4 bonus to AC. The difference there is that it was a +4 shield bonus. Wizards and sorcerers normally don't use shields, so it was, always there. And it provided immunity to magic missile. In here is actually a +4 deflection bonus. So when combined with Mage Armor, Mage Armor's deflection bonus is superseded, so it's just a combined +7 to AC, which is pretty nice. Well, I am an essential worker. I worked 8 hours today, got home, got changed, then did my workout, took a shower, and then started my stream to relax. Constitution and charisma are my main stats in real life. Everything else is kind of, I guess, mediocre. But, my shtick is that I don't get tired easily. Oh, my mouse went haywire there. Alright, lightning bolt. Oh right, I'm gonna get greater magic weapon, so I can get some nice things. You know what? I'm gonna go for fireball because fireball's more classic, and I have a robe of fire resistance that I've been itching to try. Oh, and Tommy leveled up. Rest. I believe the guards will spawn right here, and while they're resting, I'm gonna do my buffs. You go here because you're a 1 hour per level spell. These are arranged basically in order of duration. So this is an hour per level, hour, and minute. And these ones here are just random stuff. I have Melf's Acid Arrow again. I lost Lightning Bolt and I got Fireball. And, oh right, Shield. Shield goes here. Oh, Carp. I have Endure Element, which is 24 hours. You know what? I'll just put it here along with the other 24-hour or the permanent spell. You had an accident at work 4 years ago and almost lost a leg. Since that, I'm not allowed to work for at least 1 more year. Well, fam, you live in Europe and in Austria. You have a functioning healthcare system. Here in America, when you get sick, you die, and that is by design. It's something that's really messed up, and one of the reasons why it's so hard to fix it is that the other side doesn't have to be convinced that it's wrong. They actually know how the system works. They just think it's good because it forces people to work hard. Yeah, it's one of the weird things. American culture is very, I suppose, schizophrenic to Europeans. We are very gregarious here. We are 50 countries, each with their separate laws and cultures and geography, and yet we all speak the same language. We all speak English. And yet, there's no one's gonna claim that a random schmuck from Missouri would behave the same way as some, let's say, random person who lives in the middle of New York, New York. So yeah, it's really, really weird. Like, we're all proud to be Americans, but how do I say this? The best way to unite America is to have someone, for us to hate. That's really sad to say. Let me see. He has a +1 kukri, so actually this will help. This will make it +2. And I suppose I'm going to cast it on myself as well. I think I'm at the point in the campaign where I don't really need my familiar anymore, and I can just summon him at will for more, XP gain. I mean, I can't. Are you in a German part of Austria? I can't speak German at all. Most of the German I know comes from Attack on Titan. And all the badly mangled German in the Japanese version, and I think they actually translate everything to English in the dub. Alright, I'm supposed to make you, yeah, fuck it.
Let the
I'm in a hurry. Wow, that is a tough chest. Attack.
strike at them. Attack.
Wow, that is a tough chest. Nice. Aren't there parts of Austria which are closer to other countries where they speak other languages as well? Like in America, there are some French speakers in Louisiana, and there are some obviously Spanish speakers in
Pack is too heavy. difficult to carry.
what is this? In New Mexico and I suppose Arizona, the states which once belonged to Mexico before America went to war with them and basically took their land.
One of the... I believe I heard Lord
Okay, sell. I don't really need this. I'm just gonna sell that. You are going to the back. Not that I need you anymore because the Meldanen estate is pretty much cleared out. Old person. I don't really need that right now. Aid. Nope. Nope. Bless. I don't really need that. This will come in handy. I don't need this. I might need that. This one. Clarity is actually useful. Eagle Splendor. No. I don't actually need that. It's good for raising my spell DCs, but I probably won't be using it that much anyway. If I play properly. Crafting item goes to the back. A key goes here. Chalice of Moonbow, I don't need to... it's gonna get taken by Lino anyway, so it's not a big deal. Restoration might be useful. So I'm gonna keep that. And this one, you go to the ammunition place, where I can sell you for 1 GP once that reaches 99. Oh, right, I forgot about this. So now I have 11,462 gold. Can I afford anything useful? Actually, this is not bad. So I take 25% more damage from piercing, which is archers. But then again, archery sucks in this game, and I still have Ghostly Visage to protect me. No, I don't really need that. I'm gonna save my money for something more useful. Let me see. Let's go back. I think the moment I step out of the gate, the guards will spawn, and they're gonna attack me. I think. Yep, here they are. Alright. It's time to downsize Meldanen staff. Holy shit. Wow, they die even on a success. Well, yeah, that's it. That was fast. Alright, so, where's Formosa? She is somewhere around here. So I'm not sure if I will even do the quests for Ophala, considering it doesn't make sense for my character to do it. The Rumbottom and Hodges estate, but I suppose I could do it near the end of this run for completion's sake. Level 7.
So you have returned. Do you have news?
So right now you're having a bit of a conflict because the government is pumping money in people that aren't even born here and live on our cost freely. The thing though is that would it be more expensive to leave them be than to help them? Like here's an example. Last year there was a man who I was in the parking lot of my workplace about to leave work when a man in a car spoke to me. He was desperate. Basically, he left his wallet at home when he rushed his wife to the emergency room. And if you know anything about American healthcare, it's that emergency room visits are ludicrously expensive. So he had something to worry about. But his immediate worry was that he left his wallet. He was running on empty, and he probably didn't have enough fuel to make the drive home. Now, I could have, just left him there, and he would have been stuck there with a child and injured wife who I think she broke her leg or twisted her ankle or something. I don't remember. So I made the decision to basically give them $20 so they could gas up at the nearby gas station, and he thanked me and never saw them again. Had I not done that, it could have been a scam. They could have been trying to, find someone who was gullible, but you probably wouldn't choose a grocery worker who makes barely above minimum wage, even a union grocery worker. You would find someone who looks rich, and I wasn't dressed well at the time. So here goes. If I helped them and they were legit, they get home. If I helped them and they were a scam, I'm down $20 and they go home. If I didn't help them and it was legit, they would have been stranded there. They probably would have made it in the news. They would have been used for political fodder by one of our two parties, and they pretty much, have a really bad day. If I helped them and they were a scam, I guess they could have gone home anyway. So I guess the best solution for me was to help them. But then again, I am lawful good in real life as well. So you have returned, my lord. You have news. I have the key for Meldanen's warehouse. Allow me to see it. Yes, this is the one. I can detect the counter spells on it. Bless you, sir. The city will be thanking the gods for you in the days to come. What of Meldanen himself? What happened with the sorcerer? He lives, and I do not intend to kill him. As you wish, sir. The people may fear Meldanen's retribution and fear to enter the warehouse. Hopefully I can change their mind. As promised, here is the necklace. I know it is not much, but hopefully it will suffice. What necklace did you give me? I don't see anything. Oh, she hasn't yet, because I have to, Getting the key was risky. Wouldn't some gold be fair? I suppose you are correct. Here's 250 gold pieces, then. I trust that is fair enough? Okay, so I got the Periapt of Wisdom, which is not useful. You have helped far more than I thought anyone would. Now I must go and collect others who entered the warehouse. Farewell, my lord. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is go to the board laid bare and turn in the quest for Thurin. I am lucky in that my mental and physical health are really good. And I basically went through a lot of trauma in 2018 and 2019, and I got through it fine. I don't know how I survived to this age and with such a sunny disposition. Last year, my friends from high school and college told me I was voted most likely to commit a mass shooting because I was really, really messed up. My family was messed up. And I don't know how it turned out to be like this.
What do you want?
Samuel has already made it back to the barracks. I was quite surprised to hear what had happened to him. I didn't think the sorcerer had the gall in him. Here's the 300 gold pieces reward. It's a bit more than the guard can afford right now, obviously, but you've certainly earned it. Samuel is a close friend after all. You sure you can afford more? This is your friend I found after all. True, I can add a bit of my own gold. 375 GP then, but that is all I can afford. Thank you once again. You've helped far more than I would have hoped. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's still much more for me to deal with today. Okay, is that it? Okay, yes, I believe I've completed all of the quests in Blacklake except for those estates, which I'm not sure I'm even gonna do.
Oi, what can I get ya?
Alright, give me the earnings for the week. Nope, nothing. Let's see what you have for sale from my own store. Okay, I think I have to sell these to a fence in either the docks or the beggar's nest. Probably the docks. Sell. And I guess that's it. So let's go back to the Temple of Tyr. and talk to Linu at the Trade of Blades, which I think she's gonna give me an amulet anyway, so it's gonna be redundant with my amulet from Grimnaw. Also after that, I'm gonna be stopping by the Shining Arms. Where is that place? Trade of Blades. There it is. To do some item crafting. Some really cheap item crafting because I have this spell to trick the game into thinking that I have a magic weapon in the forge. So yes, I did some research on it, and apparently Greater Magic Weapon was added after the official campaign was released. So it was added in an expansion, I believe. So you're always more of a solo person all your life. Moved out at 15, paid for my own place since that always looked... Okay. Your father's not... Well, fam, look at the bright side. At least your father didn't try to burn your house down multiple times over the years and didn't falsely accuse you of assault in 2018, leading to you spending 10 days in a for-profit jail in America before your uncle and brother found out and bailed you out. So yeah, I actually got accused of a crime in 2018 and it only got dismissed 2 months ago. Zero evidence, and yeah, I had to pay thousands of dollars in our pay-to-win system just to defend against a case with zero evidence because it didn't happen. So, not to make light of your situation, but yeah, I know the feeling. And it really sucks when people tell you that you have to forgive your parents. No, not all parents are kind and caring. Some of them are, you know, not so caring, and in my case, they're pretty psychotic. Sorry, I got distracted there. Where are you? Lino, there you are. So yeah, misery loves company.
You would return, so I...
Alright, let's talk
Hey
to
there,
you.
dear. What can I do for you?
You level up. Ding.
Hey there, dear. What can I do for you?
I just want to talk for a while. Tell me more about your story. I know I shall probably never find the chalice again, Plowshare, but I shall not give up. I must return it to my people to restore my honor. So this is a simple yet elegant chalice. Supposedly the elven goddess Sayanine Moonbow gave this chalice to an elven cleric who had uncovered a drow conspiracy against the moon elves many years. Okay, so it wasn't her who got the chalice, it was some other elf. Is this the chalice you were talking about? The silver chalice of Moonbow! Thank you, Plowshare. I can never repay you for this gift of true friendship. There is something I have that might be of some use to you. This is the pendant of the elf. It has the power to enhance some of your abilities with those of the elven ancestors. Okay, it's gone. You have proven this day that you are a true friend to the elven people. This pendant only works for those who prove such worthiness. I am proud to be able to call you my friend, Plowshare. Thank you, Lino. Because of you, Plowshare, I can return the chalice to where it belongs. I shall protect it with my life until the opportunity arises for me to visit Everasca. Until that time, I shall remain by your side and help you achieve your goals. Thank you again, my dear friend. Okay, let's see what she has. Dark Vision and Dexterity +1. Those are useless because, like I said before, the only benefit Dark Vision has in this game is to eliminate the -5 penalty to spot if you're in the dark. And it doesn't actually affect your attack rolls. As it should in pencil and paper D&D. And the +1 to dexterity is not as useful as +1 to constitution or spell resistance, so I'm just gonna banish you to the back of my inventory. Alright, time to grab Tommy once more and dialogue, and then I'm gonna go to the Shining Knight Arms and Armor before I turn in for the night. He only got big words and no guts. I still wonder how such a lowlife could produce a thing like me. I don't know, man. Genetic lottery? Both of my parents are narcissists, and I mean, for all you know, I could be pretending to be someone nice, but I have no idea how two horrible people manage to conceive of someone like me. Pretty much, I'm like both of my parents. I mean, both of my parents are pretty nice superficially, but I'm nice genuinely. Hold on. Recipes of the forge. What shall I craft? I actually want the face spear. Fairy dust and the magic spear. Let's see. Yeah. So here's the funny part. I can buy a spear from him. Spear. Buy. And then I can cast a greater magic weapon on it. If I have this equipped, I can just target myself and it'll become it'll be targeted by the spell. So it's a temporary enhancement bonus, but apparently the thing here is that it only counts. Oh wait, do I have fairy dust? I do not, so I'll have to get something else then. Let me see. It also works for if you're a cleric with the spell Magic Vestment, which gives a +1 per 3 levels enhancement bonus to armor, and you can basically trick the game into thinking you have a magical breastplate, magical thingamajig. Gladiator Club, or I don't have any of these. Adamantine, adamantite, Oh, it's adamantite. It should actually be adamantine. Diamond and a magic longsword. I can't use a longsword. Special holy water. Yeah, I have to get a club. Oh, that's nice. Isn't that quite the coincidence? My family were actually 1%ers back home. Both sides. My grandfather was nouveau. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but the term we use in America is nouveau riche, which is a French term which means new rich. My mother's side was old rich, as in literally descended from nobility. And I think my grandfather was a cool person, but my mother's side was really messed up, to put it mildly. A lot of the messed up things you see in Game of Thrones are things that have happened to my family.
Hello there!
I want you to make an item for me. Okay, I see there's some stuff on my anvil. Let me take a look and see what I can construct for you. Ironwood! You know I could combine the ironwood with that magic club of yours and make a gladiator's club. But this job ain't cheap. It'll cost you 500 gold pieces for me to make this for you. Payment in advance, of course. Here's your 500 gold. Always a pleasure doing business with a fine man such as yourself. Stand back. You don't want to catch a hammer in the head. There you go, sir. There's no animation. It just does it instantly. There you go, sir. Quick as you please and the job is done. You can pick the item up from my forge. Gladiator's Club +1. This looks like that spike club that character from The Walking Dead uses. So it's a +1 club with a daze. It dazes for 1. There's a 75% chance of triggering the on-hit ability. So 3 out of 4 hits will force the target to make a DC 14, I assume, will save to avoid getting dazed. Which is actually not that bad. Even if they have a high enough will save to save against it, a natural one is always a failure. Which means it has a, I guess, 75% for a minimum 5% chance to daze. So that's 3 times 5, 15 divided by 4, 3, 30 by 4. So like 3.75% chance to daze, which is not bad. So I'm gonna equip this now. And I'm gonna sell my stuff. So this is actually a good source of money too if you don't need the weapons. Selling the club to him will give me 2015 gold. It cost me what, 2 GP to buy the spear and 500 GP for the enchantment, for the upgrade. And I might actually do that later. Yeah, 3.75, that's what I said. 75% times 5%. I was doing the math mentally because I don't have paper on me, which is embarrassing. I don't have anything useful to purchase here. You have anything? No, you do not. Nothing. Alright, so thinking about it, I think the next Tommy, Dalen's quest item is a belt. It's the belt of the Uthgard, and it's gonna replace the belt of the performer, which kind of sucks because this one gives +1 to charisma and persuade. Body Knock's quest item, I believe, is a ring, and Tommy's item, I think, is also a ring, if I'm not mistaken. So their items are found in the Beggar's Nest. I guess I'm going to the Beggar's Nest next. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna be saving for now. It's getting quite late. It's 11:37 p.m. where I am. I forgot to unlock this thing. I guess I'm gonna steal that thing there. Click. Open. Just gonna loot these things before I go. Alright, that's it. Alright, time to save. Plowshare Twitch. Save. Exit. Alright, I guess that's it for now. I guess I'm getting the hang of this. I really should be setting up a startup screen and an ending screen, and I should be setting up this webcam I have on my desk, which I've been too lazy to set up. So it's 6:35 a.m. Well then, good morning from the great state of misery. Anyway, that's all for now. I'll see you folks some other time. Farewell.